doing, please, is introduce yourself. Tell me who you are, where you are, what you're kind of doing, and how you became involved with Earthlight. How they found you, how you found them, etc.
Okay. My name's Barbara Wilder. 40 years ago, actually 42 years ago, I met a fellow named Alan Mann, and we were in a theater company that was called the Committee Workshop. We were part of the Committee Workshop, which was an improv company in LA on Sunset Strip at the Tiffany Theater. And Alan and I really enjoyed the work we were doing. But we wanted to take improv to a deeper level. We wanted to stop, to not just do the sketch comedy kind of improv. And I remember sitting on a curb outside of a restaurant in West Hollywood with Alan in the summer of 1968, talking about how we could do that, how we could create a theater that was richer and deeper, but still based on improv and improving sketches that would then become solidified into a script. Alan left California and went to New York, and he started Earthlight. And I stayed in California and met a new fellow who became my husband. And then Alan came back in the fall of 1969 and called me up and said, hey, remember what we were talking about on the curb? Well, I put it together and I'm here now to do it in LA. You want to come play? And I said, absolutely, I am so ready. And brought Earthlight was the pinnacle. Earthlight was the most important, what I consider one of the most important theater experiences for me personally, but also for the audiences in the late 60s and early 70s.
Talk about that. Talk about your experience, please, in Earthlight. How Earthlight worked, how Earthlight was different from. But I got to go close the door.
Yeah. The thing about working in Earthlight was we were crossing some threshold. It was not just about doing the theater. It was about what was going on in the consciousness of the human race, and especially in the United States. And we were doing something new. We were talking about cosmic change. We were bringing forth cosmic change to every one of our audiences. And I remember, because we would do it at street theater as well as in a theater. We would do it on the beach at Venice Beach and on the boardwalk, and we would do it in Central Park. Oh God, and that must have been 1970, first day of spring, 1970. And this fella kept following us around, and watched every show we did, every performance we did all over the park. We did probably about 5. We could do 5 in a day, easy. And he kept putting lots of money in the hat, because that's how we made a lot of our money, was passing the hat. It was street theater. And he said he was an actor, and he was really impressed with this theater. He'd never seen anything like it before. And then that night, I hooked up with one of my best friends, who was playing Barnaby in Hello, Dolly on Broadway. And so he said, come on, let's go to Joe Allen's and have a drink at Joe Allen's. And we went in. Well, I hadn't paid any attention, but that was the night of the Tony Awards. And we went in, and Danny said, oh, look, there's Rene Auberjonois. He got the Tony tonight. He got a Tony tonight. And all of a sudden, Rene Auberjonois turns out to be the guy who's following us all around the park. And he jumped up from his table and said, come over here, Barbara, come over here. You have to meet everybody. This is what a woman from this incredible new theater that's happening, that they're doing in the park. And so I sat down for that night with the Tony winner. And people went deeper. And they left the theater feeling like they had some kind of transformational experience, and yet we were just like these 10 bright, young, shining kids with this joy of life, with a message about a new world. about a new age, about something that was really fundamentally changing on the planet. And we did a show at the Band Shell in Central Park. At the end of the show, we did a piece called Mine, where we really examined what mine meant until we kind of went out into the audience and we brought the whole audience onto the stage. We were oming, and we were doing the Om chanting, and 1,000 people chanting, and somebody said we were literally lifting up. We were literally elevating, whatever the word is, just, and...
So, first of all, I think the word you were looking for was levitate.
Levitate! Thank you very much.
Because if you will recall, the Norman Mailer led activity where we went to Washington and circled the Pentagon, and we were going to levitate the Pentagon.
Right.
What was the story? We were going to levitate the Pentagon, and what was remarkable about that was they sent the National Guard out to stop us from levitating the Pentagon. Now,
that's a great story. That's a wonderful.
Right? They really were concerned that we would do that. That we would do that. Yes. Well, I remember mine very well, and it was a powerful piece, but it was of a piece with the other pieces.
Yes.
Now, in my experience with Earthlight, which began in White Lake. And so there was that. But by the time the group got to the Garrick, there were these pieces that smacked of improv, but they weren't, though they did change.
Right.
But they were, and you alluded to this, but I'd really like you to go a little bit deeper into it if you don't mind. Because it could have been the word was mine, or the word was gold, or the word was, or the concept was, or the idea was, and it went, and instead of being universal, it was so focused that it became universal in the manner in which that topic was exposed and explored.
Explored, that's what I think. Yeah.
Right, but that was unique to me in terms of a theatrical experience. And the fact is that I have not since seen that anyplace else as well. And so that creative approach to theater is one of the things that lingers in my recollection of Earthlight. And so I wonder if you could address how those pieces came about, what that was for the persons performing it, what that was for the artists, for the actors, how that process worked of developing those pieces and making them function, and how that then informed your later work, perhaps your later life.
Wow, because that's really interesting because Stan, because I think we have to put you over here and you have to do that, because from to tell that, because as a performer, I didn't see it. I could never have described that what you just described, because I wasn't an observer ever of the show. And so you need to be on. We need to get you on here to say those things, because that's really important about it. Because I've wanted to figure out how to say that for years,